Toyota's CEO recently stirred up controversy by issuing a surprising cautionary statement that ruffled feathers among EV manufacturers while eliciting excitement from combustion car enthusiasts. The newly appointed CEO, Koji, appears to hold a strong aversion to EVs and is staunchly opposed to the idea of transitioning entirely to electric vehicles. However, despite this apparent stance, Toyota has begun to actively promote EVs. This apparent contradiction begs the question, why the sudden shift in strategy? It seems that external pressures from global leaders are compelling Toyota to embrace EVs reluctantly. Behind the scenes, though, Toyota has been quietly exploring a groundbreaking alternative fuel that could potentially disrupt the entire EV movement and safeguard the future of combustion engines. So, why the CEO's skepticism towards EVs? What are the undisclosed aspects of electrification that the world doesn't want you to know? And when can we expect this new alternative fuel to debut? The story traces back to the era of Toyota's former CEO, Akio Toyoda, who was ousted due to his reluctance to adopt EV technology. But why would the head of one of the world's largest automakers oppose a trend that many deem inevitable? Toyota's stance under Akio Toyoda's leadership was proactive, positioning themselves as part of a silent majority within the auto industry skeptical of an EV-exclusive future. He advocated for a holistic approach, endorsing various powertrain technologies including hybrids, plug-in hybrids, hydrogen-powered vehicles, Toyota's secret fuel, and yes, even battery electric vehicles. In his own words, Akio Toyoda emphasized the importance of exploring multiple avenues rather than committing solely to EVs. He voiced concerns shared by many in the industry, suggesting that while EVs were seen as the front-runner for carbon neutrality, the real adversary was carbon emissions themselves, regardless of the powertrain type. In essence, as articulated by Toyota's former CEO, the prevailing sentiment among industry insiders is a caution against narrowing our options prematurely. While EVs may seem like the dominant trend, there's a silent majority within the auto industry advocating for a more diversified approach. Ultimately, the goal is not to limit ourselves to one solution, but to address the larger issue of carbon emissions through a variety of technological advancements. Amidst the buzz, the new CEO sent shockwaves with a dire warning to world leaders regarding the ramifications of banning internal combustion engine cars. But let's delve deeper into Toyota's stance. Battery electric vehicles weren't seen as the sole answer to achieving carbon neutrality targets. Instead, the CEO advocated for a mix of technologies, including hybrids, plug-ins, BEVs, and fuel cell vehicles. Sure, there might be a personal attachment, considering his lifelong involvement with combustion engines. However, his concerns were practical. Toyota wasn't alone in this view. They had the support of several major automakers. The CEO foresaw potential crises due to looming shortages of vital materials like lithium and battery-grade nickel, which could disrupt supply chains in the coming years. Moreover, he questioned the feasibility of regulators' expectations regarding the rapid adoption of electric vehicles. Toyota wasn't completely averse to electric vehicles under his leadership. They allocated a significant $70 billion towards electrified vehicles over 9 years. Although this figure paled in comparison to some rivals, the company's strategy was clear: diversify. They aimed to offer a wide array of powertrains to cater to diverse customer preferences. Unfortunately, this forward-thinking CEO, Akio Toyoda, was removed from his position due to his concerns about electrification. He wasn't just a CEO, he embodied the essence of Toyota's philosophy. He advocated for allowing consumers to make their own choices rather than imposing EVs on everyone. However, Toyota's stance led to them being labeled as one of the most obstructive companies globally in 2022, alongside oil giants like ExxonMobil. Adding to the scrutiny, Toyota's first EV, the bZ4X, faced safety recalls upon launch. Despite boasting double-digit EV sales figures, Toyota's share of zero-emission vehicle sales in the US remained below 1%, with only around 1,200 units sold initially. The former CEO openly admitted his reluctance towards digitalization, electric vehicles, and connected cars, citing his deep-rooted passion for traditional automotive engineering as his limitation. Enter Koji Sato, who was expected to steer Toyota towards an all-electric future. However, shortly after assuming office, Sato surprised many by declaring Toyota's dual focus on their new fuel source, details of which we'll delve into shortly. At Toyota's annual general meeting, shareholders pressured the company for a more aggressive EV strategy. Despite this, Toyota remained steadfast steadfast in its commitment to carbon neutrality rather than solely promoting EV adoption. Executive Vice President Masahiko Maeda reiterated Toyota's dedication to offering various vehicle options. Despite pushback from European investors and American hedge funds, Toyota stood firm. Notably, a Danish fund voiced concerns over Toyota's climate lobbying practices, accusing the company of hindering efforts to phase out combustion engines in favor of EVs. Other significant players like AP7, the Storebrand Group, and the Church of England shareholders raised similar concerns. Environmentalists and the general public have become increasingly vocal about their dissatisfaction, notably at Toyota's headquarters, where Greenpeace Japan organized a protest urging a halt to fossil fuel car production. Toyota's reputation in environmental circles suffered a blow, receiving Greenpeace's lowest grade in their 2021 analysis of global automakers' decarbonisation efforts. Despite setting a target to sell 3.5 million battery EVs annually by 2030, Toyota still trails behind its competitors in terms of the proportion of total sales represented by EVs. While Toyota's leadership has remained consistent in its approach to the EV transition, it faces both internal and external pressures. It's important to note that Toyota is not alone in its stance against EVs. Companies like Stellantis, BMW, Porsche, Honda, and Mercedes share similar sentiments. BMW CEO Zipa warned against solely focusing on EVs, highlighting the risk of increased dependency on a few countries for raw materials, particularly China. He stressed the continued relevance of combustion engine cars for individuals unable to transition immediately. Carlos Tavares, head of Stellantis and Jeep, also cautioned against dogmatic bans on combustion vehicles, citing potential unmanageable social consequences. Transitioning solely to EVs, which are currently more expensive than fossil fuel or hybrid counterparts, could render car ownership unaffordable for many, particularly impacting the middle class. Honda's CEO, having decades of experience in engine development, acknowledged the personal apprehension towards the transition. However, he emphasized the importance of making decisions based on what's best for the business. Now, on to the game changer, Toyota's ammonia engine. Yes, you read that correctly. Developed in collaboration with GAC Motors, this engine addresses all the drawbacks of traditional combustion engines. The best part? It's compatible with existing ICE cars, meaning you can hold onto your vehicle for longer without worrying about government bans. Composed of 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen molecules, ammonia offers an exciting prospect for internal combustion engines. With no carbon atoms in its structure, it inherently promises low CO2 emissions when burned. GAC's prototype, co-developed with Toyota, can run on liquidized ammonia, a feat previously limited to ships and heavy machinery. The revelation that a 2L four-cylinder engine could produce 161 horsepower with 90% fewer carbon emissions is truly groundbreaking. This concept has the potential to reshape the automotive industry with its reduced emissions. To dive deeper into this revolutionary engine, we've produced a dedicated video covering all its features. You can find the link at the end of this video for your convenience. In addition to this innovative engine, Toyota has recently initiated testing of a vehicle that garnered significant attention globally. At a recent endurance race at Suzuka Circuit, Japan, Toyota's new CEO, Kisato, shared the company's stance on electric vehicles and hydrogen cars. While acknowledging the importance of an EV-first mindset, he also stressed the significance of keeping hydrogen as a viable option for the future. Kisato indicated that for hydrogen to play a significant role, there needs to be an evolution in its production and transport supply chain. While Toyota is undoubtedly making strides towards EVs with plans for a new dedicated EV platform by 2026 and aiming to sell about 3.5 million EVs worldwide by 2030, it remains committed to exploring all avenues, including hydrogen, for a sustainable automotive future. They're also keeping hydrogen in their sights. Sato's remarks suggest that Toyota wants to be ready for any future energy scenarios. In line with this, they're currently testing new hydrogen racing fuel cells that promise both efficiency and power. Toyota recently introduced a Corolla powered by liquid hydrogen, marking the entry of hydrogen-fueled vehicles into the auto racing scene. The hydrogen-powered Corolla took part in the Super Taikyu 24-hour race at Fuji Speedway, underscoring Toyota's dedication to green technology. While the race car serves more as an experiment than a commercial product at this stage, it represents a significant significant step forward. Unlike conventional EVs, the hydrogen Corolla utilizes a combustion engine that burns liquid hydrogen instead of gasoline. Despite facing criticism for their gradual approach to electrification, Toyota's newly unveiled roadmap is ambitious. They envision EVs with an impressive range of over 600 miles by 2026, increasing to around 900 miles post-2028. The first of these next-gen EVs will debut under their luxury brand Lexus, leveraging cutting-edge lithium-ion battery technology. Toyota's future plans also include the implementation of gigacasting technologies for faster vehicle production and the pursuit of ultra-aerodynamic car designs. While their focus on electric and hydrogen technologies is evident, Toyota isn't abandoning internal combustion engines. They intend to continue their development efforts, ensuring a diverse range of options for consumers worldwide. Now, the question is, should Toyota completely abandon combustion engines, or do you stand with them in their quest to find alternative solutions to the energy crisis? Share your thoughts in the comments below.